Belial and reclaiming your self-worth. So, out of all the Goetics, each each spirit or each Goetic intelligence has like a different perspective or a different value point, so to speak. Today I want to cover Belial. So, a lot is known about Belial. He is extremely difficult to work with, simply due to his very, very blunt and cutthroat nature. Okay, so Belial is the type of spirit that if you are not ready for huge change, of course, I'm doing a video, there's a plane, no surprise. Belial is the type. Belial is just if you're hesitant, don't waste your time working with him. On and off, I worked with him. I've made a couple of videos on this channel about him, and we had a massive argument, and that massive argument led us not to speak for about 2 to 6 months, on and off, basically. Like he would answer me, but he'd be grumpy. Okay, so it's very easy when you work with them for them to just be very, very to the point. Now they're to the point because they don't have the human experience. They don't have the understanding or maybe the patience or compassion that a human being should have. Because obviously they're non-human intelligences, and they are very, very blunt, and they're very honest, and they're to the point. In the beginning, for anybody that works with them, it can feel extremely jarring, extremely difficult. But over time, when you begin to work with them, you really do see their point of view. And you help them see your point of view as well. So they like interfacing with humans, although they gripe about us quite a lot, given what the world has become. One thing Belial always taught me was self-worth. And self-worth really comes from personal power. Now, most people in this world are very content to give away their personal power. They're very content to allow everybody else to make decisions for them, because it's scary to make your own decisions, right? Because you don't want to be wrong, you don't want to be laughed at, all those worries that you have. And Belial's name literally means without a master, basically. Some people call him Belial, or I just call him Belial, basically. And most people give like crazy offerings and stuff. For me, it's a standard offering I give Belial, and I promised him that it's chicken and mushroom pasta. That's it. um, I used to have a conversation with a friend of mine, and she channels Belial very well. And I used to keep trying to offer croissant to Belial, and Belial just got fed up with me. Every time I'd go to a party, I'd be trying to find croissant, or going to a bakery trying to find croissant. I'd be like, Belial, I ate a croissant for you, and Belial's like, am I the croissant king now? What the hell is going on? I have teeth. Like, he was basically, Belial saying he has teeth is him trying to say, I want me. Like, why do you keep giving me croissant? So it was funny. I mean, because I don't eat red meat, and I choose not to eat it. I'll have chicken for him, or I'll have fish, or on the very odd occasion that I'll eat eggs. I'm not really a fan of eating them either. I'll give him that. But yeah, power and self-worth it's strong, and when you break free from those chains, you're mentally liberated from those chains. You can never go back. It's like a puppy outside the box. It's just not gonna happen. Belial is one of the spirits that really, really taught me to stand up for him myself. He liked the fact that I argued back. He liked the fact I fought back, although he said it sometimes it was a bit pointless. But he liked the fact that I didn't just, because it's Belial, I'm gonna shut up. I used to have massive arguments with him. I used to question him. I used to challenge him. I used to fight with him. Not a lot of people get in front of King Belial and want to fight him. But, with me, I always had, like, He's like, why? But he said to me once that you're one of the few humans that I've worked with that actually wants to challenge me. I like the challenge. It's good. A lot of men wouldn't challenge me, so I'm impressed. So it was nice. But he really, if you want to work with confidence and things like that, you want to work with person and vapula. But if you really want strength and power, and you want a type of command that's very difficult to find in this world, Belial is your guy, really, because Belial does not care about your situation, your circumstance. If you upgrade to work with him, prepare for your entire life to crumble. I mean, within days. Like, there is times that I've had to perform ritual work. Like, I've stood on my balcony trying to like burn petitions, and I'm saying, bring this for the client, but please don't fuck their entire life up. Just please don't do it, Do it in a manner that's healthy and safe. And this is a strong warning to everybody who chooses to work with Belial. Be very specific when you work with him. Don't let him, oh, that's fine, I went to the hairdresser and you can do, no. To right down to the nth degree, be specific with what you want from Belial, because he has no problem filling in the blanks, and it's gonna be what he sees fit. I'm gonna give like a little disclaimer that whatever he sees fit, it's probably not what you've thought of. I generally tend to avoid doing ritualistic work that would fuck up my entire life, because I've already seen enough in life, and I'm like, I don't want to be sitting and crying in my bathtub again for the 50th time, please. So the change that comes in my life, I asked Belial, and he said change is inevitable. A lot of people, they can't seem to progress to where they want to be because they're resisting the change. And I said to him, well, change is scary. And he said, is it? Well, this is Belial's, point of view, not mine, obviously. For a human being, all types of change, it's exciting and it's scary depending on the change. And I've always said to him, please, my background, please, what I come from. I just want a little stability on something. And he's like, okay, how much can you handle? So we try and negotiate it down. One of the things I will say that about working with the Goetics is that it's normal to initially approach them with a sense of fear. I started off that way, but over time I learned that they're really nothing to fear. I had this one conversation with Belial once, and I asked him a very interesting question that I've never forgotten. And I said to him, Belial, what's the reason I don't fear you? Look, there's lots of like drama and hearsay about you and this, that. And he said, well, number one, first of all, you don't believe in nonsense. You approach this path from a place of curiosity and not fear. And number two, why would you fear me if you've seen real evil in your own family? Why on earth would you fear me? And it really made me think, ooh, if all Goetics, especially Belial, has said something like that, it overwhelmed me, because it really put a lot of things in perspective for me, and I really sat and thought about what he said. It was very powerful. And for divinatory purposes, if you want to know someone's true face, Belial is your guy. I can go and ask, like, Duchess Bune, I could work with her, and Duchess Bune and Santa Muerte, if you convoke them together. They're like two women sitting with the tea, like, ooh, like the gossip, like, ooh, this one, this one, this. Belial and Clonic, actually, will tell you things straight to the point. You can ask them, just give them someone's first name, they'll already know who it is, they're way past human comprehension. And they're gonna tell you straight away what that person is, who they are, what their intentions are, what they want from you, what they don't want, blah blah, this, that. You don't even have to. Over a period of time, when you work with Belial, he's very, very aggressive. He has extreme masculine energy, so that extreme aggression, where it can feel almost a bit overwhelming, and you have to like calm it down. And Belial has always taught me that go after what you want in life. There are no prizes for second best. There's no nothing. You want something, crush it, dominate it, throw it out the window. Very, very manly, basically. Sometimes that advice is it's a bit crazy for women, but I see where Belial is going with it. Of course, he talks about different situations. A lot of politicians, a lot of senators, a lot of Fortune 500, they work with Belial. course they're not going to tell you guys, but a lot of them, Belial's like, yeah, I work with them a lot, they evoke me, the lots of heavy rituals that Belial is involved with. Belial is also part of the Cliffith. So you have spirits such as Nadia Arain, you've got Belial, you've got Tanivir, you've got all those type of spirits that work from Cliffa. Now, if you are initiated into Cliffa, you can evoke Belial, and Belial is required to answer you with no questions asked, basically. And the type of perspective and wisdom you're gonna have is from very strange and bizarre angles. Like, it's people are gonna be like, well, how did you even come to that conclusion? That's because the consciousness obviously fuses and merges with them, and they're gonna show you things that people will miss completely. But it's it's wisdom from strange angles, and it's an interesting way of looking at things. But I highly recommend, if you want to get to whatever next level of your life, Black Label in my mentoring, on Black Label in my standalone services as well. Belial covers entire Black Label, basically. I just don't obviously sometimes write his name, that it's Belial's Black Label, but Black Label mentoring, which is my premium elite mentoring, I say it's predominantly for men. I can tweak it for women. If women wish to come ahead, then they are going to have to be held to a higher standard, because the spirits will usually go a bit easier on women. On men, they're brutal. So, so I just let you know in advance. There are Black Label products and services, and predominantly I keep them for men. But if there are any women that are interested, for sure, no issues there. I have had women ask me that, oh, I love your Black Label, and can I have this shot, or can I have this ritual? Yes, you can. There's no issue with that whatsoever. So Black Label predominantly, as I say, I keep it for men, but a lot of things can be unisex, and I can put a feminine twist to it. I'll just probably evoke like Lilith or Being or something with him. He'll command you to really be the master of your own destiny. Like, he's without a master, and he'll very much command you to be a master of your own destiny. He's not somebody that likes bullshit or nonsense. He doesn't care. You have to go very ready to him. And when you perform ritual work with him, you have to truly, truly want what you want. Because sometimes you can ask for something. I remember the story of this guy, and he had a full-time job, and he had 2 businesses. And he said that, I want to be successful in the business, okay? And he was dating 5 women. This is a true life story, by the way. I don't know if I can say dating, or like, just casually seeing 5 women. I'm sure the women thought, oh, I'm the only good woman in his life. Yeah, sure. So we did the ritual with Belial, The company fired him. I don't know what happened. Something happened with the company. Either they fired him, or I think he got made redundant, because I do remember him telling me about severance. So it wasn't firing. This is quite a long time ago. I still remember the story. And one of his businesses just collapsed. I don't know what happened with it. And then he comes back to me and he's like, I'm left with 1 business. That's it. Belial's chopped everything out. So of course he's got a lot of problems with money, this, that, these 5 girls that he's running around, 3 of them just dropped off. Oh, he's a loser, he's this, is that. So Belial's whittling it down. So Belial's put more pressure on those 2 women. One of them cracked, that's it. He's left with 1 woman, that's his girlfriend. He's left with a business, Bob's your uncle. That's how Belial works. He's gonna whittle everything down for you very, very fast. He doesn't care. So when you approach him to work with him, and you will really approach him for self-worth, a lot of people will feel very intimidated, because they're going to feel Belial's energy from you. I remember there was a pact I made with Belial, and a lot of people think, oh my god, it must be scary or something. Not really. I just wrote a petition on 3 pages of A4, and I evoked him. I gave him like some incense offerings and the chicken and mushroom pasta. That's how I did it. A lot of people will do it in different ways. And I remember a couple of days later, I had to go into a realtor's office, and the men looked terrified of me. I was wearing like a very nice, beautiful summer dress, and I thought, why do these guys look all terrified of me? But what I didn't realize is it's the energy of Belial they were feeling from me because I had freshly done the ritual work. So the point I want to make over here is that when you choose to work with Belial, especially men, whew, Belial will take you into like super hyper masculine, but the healthy masculine, not nonsense basically, not what guys of today are trying to become because they're so emasculated. For women, when you work with Belial, most people will be very intimidated by you because they're gonna feel that inhumane energy is driving you forward. And many times over when I felt like a child or I have stumbled down and I've really sat down and I've just prayed. I've really prayed to God and I'm just like I sometimes I just surrender. I let go of something. Um Oddly enough, I see Belial sigil for some reason. You know, it's very interesting. People always say that, you know, if you work with God, you work with angelics, you can't work with the Goetic. That's nonsense. I work with both sides. I do heavy angelic summonings as well, such as, you know, Archangel Michael, Uriel, those guys, Zadkiel. I work, and angels are tough to work with. Okay, so the angelic version of Belial is Archangel Michael. Interestingly enough, apparently they've met in the middle. And you know, it's tough sometimes in a ritual to get them to work together, but whew, you have to get them to behave, basically. Um, but yes, Belial is. I recommend him for clients, but only if they're ready. So if you truly want that magnitude of a really unstoppable self-worth, people can be very good at business, they can be very good at their life, but they still are held by the main frame of the lower consciousness. And if you break away from that and you truly see the world expanded, because something like your sight, your vision, if I look outside this window, it'll be very different to what most people see. Most people might just see, oh, there are trees and there's the main road, or there's this. To me, it's like this is expanded energy. And Belial is one of the best Goetics to give you that expanded energy. Very aggressive for politics, for business, for entertainment, all places for legal where you ruthlessly have enemies you need to break. Um, Belial also has his terms and conditions, so that's obviously when you choose to work with him. But if you choose to work with Belial and somebody comes for you in the wrong manner, they're gonna have a big hell to pay.